How are yous, folks? Brian Gallagher here from Edmonton Cop Talk. With it being international break, I just wanted to talk about another issue that surfaced this week. Michael Owen and his book. Now, where in earth do I start with this lad? I don't even know where to begin. Uh, I don't want to call him every name under the sun here before I start, because I'll just get into a mad big rant, which is not going to sound good. St. Owen was a decent player when he was young at Liverpool. He was a player I never particularly liked because right away, soon after he broke in, about a year after he broke into the first team, he was playing for England at the World Cup and scored that goal against Argentina. And then came out in the newspapers after it and said that playing for England is more important than playing for Liverpool. And that pissed me and a lot of Liverpool supporters off. It's not. And then in the same interview, he came out and said that he wanted to further his career abroad, which he ultimately done. It didn't go very far, though, did it? So that just pissed me off right off the bat. And, I thought he was decent enough, but I thought he could only really score the ball put in front of him. Gerard Houllier, the Liverpool manager, when he first broke into the side, would play everything. So he would play to his strengths, really, which is good management. But it just affected the way we played. We couldn't play good pass and move football with Owen in the team. It was all get the ball up to Owen, but the ball has to be in front of him because he can't score otherwise. Is the way I thought of him, and yeah. So I was never thought he was this wonderful player either. I preferred Fowler, and then Fowler wasn't getting in the team because Owen was, and Houllier wouldn't play the two of them together. I don't know whether Houllier just didn't like Fowler or that he didn't feel he could play the two of them together because Owen could only score the ball put in front of him and played better as a striker on his own up front. I'm not quite sure anyway. I'm not here to get on about Gerard Houlier's time as Liverpool manager. He was quite a fine manager, but that's a video for another day if I ever did one on him. I have no problem with Houllier, but yeah, and then so he ran down his contract to the final 6 months and left Liverpool for £8 million to Real Madrid, which is peanuts. For a guy at that stage, even then, would have been fetching over 20 million if he hadn't his contract ran right down till the very end. So, but he should have never gone. Carragher said to him that he was making a big mistake, but he went anyway because I don't know why he went. He thought he could be brilliant over there, and then he wasn't. He was on their bench, scored a few goals. Then he came back to England, to Newcastle, and Liverpool put a bid of £10 million in for him. But Newcastle offered £16 million to blow us completely out of the water at the time. I didn't really care. I don't think he would have come back and done well. And at least he admitted he was sick when Liverpool won the Champions League in 2005 because he missed out on the Champions League winners' medal. At least he was honest enough to admit that. But then, Newcastle went bad, and yeah, then his career just petered out, and he signed for Man United, and that was just a bit. Yeah, I hated him so much already. I didn't even care when he went to United. I was actually kind of happy because I could say to the other Liverpool fans, "Well, I told you he'd go to United because he's nothing but a traitor scumbag anyway." So, but yeah, and then he scored that goal in the Manchester derby when the referee added on about 8 extra minutes for United to win the game. Yeah, and then all the stuff he's writing in his book about Shearer and just slagging him off. He's literally having a dig at everyone. He's had a dig at Beckham from the World Cup, and Beckham was only a young player, and he kicked out in Simone, and Michael Owens had a dig there, and he just seems to be picking a fight with everybody. It's just ridiculous. I seen a quote today in and I seen it on Facebook, a video he done. I don't know when it was done. It was done lately. He says, like, when I was at Newcastle, I actually bought a helicopter. You know, like, that's not going to make the guy who pays into the ground and is paying his hard-earned cash on a ticket to go and watch you play, coming out with stuff like that. Like, it's just, he's just making things worse. I honestly wish now he'd just shut up and stop talking. Like, I also cannot believe that he's still employed by Liverpool Football Club as an ambassador. They should definitely sack him. Yeah, and BT Sport, he's the worst pundit on the TV. They should sack him too, but kind of hope they don't, because if they sack him, he'll end up here over in Canada working for DAZN, where all the terrible pundits go when they get sacked from one of the big jobs in England for being useless. So, yeah, that's kind of all I got to say on Michael Owen at the moment. He's not a Liverpool legend. He never will be. And that's it. So, yeah, thanks for watching the video. I was going to do one on Jordan Henderson as well, and how he's very maligned and all that. But I am going to do one on Jordan Henderson. Maybe I'll wait for the next international break on that one. I'm going to have a video up for the Newcastle game before the weekend, clearly, because either Thursday or Friday I'll have it up. And yeah, if I could just ask you to subscribe to my channel, and that'll be boss. And check out, I also have a Facebook page called Edmonton Cop Talk as well. So, okay, folks, I'll see you later. Up the Reds!